up that you'll feel justified in loving openly, while telling yourself you really would if the right person just showed up, but you're really kind of scared. Yeah. The little chicken to open up your heart. Yeah, you had your hand up, brother.
Yeah. So much of what we do when we draw things to us are on a subconscious or unconscious level, and so much of what we talk about in here focuses on a conscious, logical sort of rationalization of how to change our way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
How do you transfer that to that subconscious?
It's going to automatically. Oh, good. Did you hear that? How do you transfer it to? Well, actually, it's all through repetition, remembering, and telling yourself over and over again. Because just as your subconscious is made up of the beliefs that you've given yourself over a period of time, you give yourself the new beliefs, they will begin to take hold also. Except there's one good thing about when you use the truth, which is that you are love and you are powerful. Since it is the truth, it doesn't take as long because the whole universe supports the truth. So you get a lot of help to remember the truth. Misery is something you have to pretty much do on your own. As a matter of fact, most people don't even know what you're miserable about, until you tell them. That's how you know it's your own personal story. Because I don't know what's going on until you tell me. When I look at you, everybody in here looks like they're pretty cool out and chill. You see, so until you tell me what your story is, then I don't even see it. So if I don't even see it, how real is it? Because something that's real is something that's shared by everyone. Always remember that. If it's real, then everyone can use it. If it's an illusion, it's very specific. It only applies to just certain people at certain times in certain situations. Also, we think we're different, right? But the truth is we're not different at all. We just go through the same things at different times. And since we go through the same thing at different times, we say we're different. You know, today you're sad about something, I'm happy. So I say we're different. Tomorrow I'm sad and you're happy. It's just the exact same reactions and feelings and emotions, but we just have them at different times, so we say we're different. So we're all the same, having the same feelings at different times, and then judging the people who have the different feeling the same feeling I had yesterday, today I'll judge you for that. Yeah. And I can have the same feeling tomorrow. Because when I make a mistake, I want you all to practice the course. I like for you all to forgive it and overlook it and love me. But if you make a mistake, hang you from the high street. That's what we are about other people. When they make a mistake, we want them to just really suffer for the error. But if I make an error, I want you all to have mercy on me. But the truth is, what I want for you is what I want for me. And what the universe is going to always do is going to give me back what I'm giving you. Because what I'm giving you, that's what I'm really asking for. So from a Course in Miracles perspective, asking is giving. So you're always asking for what you give. It's not the words you use, it's the intent and what you're giving. I can say I want to have loving people in my life, but if I'm giving everybody around me hell and projecting on them and judging them, that's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for what I'm giving, not for what I'm saying. Words are cheap. Talk is 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 cheap. I mean, everybody can sit up and say, I love you and I love everybody and I can free you and I can let you be and I'll support you and I'll be there. But those of us who have gone through situations and circumstances of hardship from time to time know that usually the number of people that show up are not the number of people that said they would be there normally. So what does that do? It lets me know I need to be more giving and more compassionate because everything that's happening on the outer is a reflection of what's going on within myself. So everything I point out in you, I should work on in myself because I couldn't see it in you if it wasn't in my own mind. I know we've heard this before and I'm going to say it over and over and over again. So where I used to want to correct you, all that's really happening is you telling me what I need to correct in my own perception. So in most cases, I don't even say anything to people about the stuff that I see in them. I'm busy trying to correct that error in my own mind because I couldn't even see you as selfish if I didn't have my own selfish thoughts in my own mind. So the minute I say you're selfish, then I have to understand that I also am capable of being selfish. That way I keep us joined instead of separated. I might not be acting on that selfish thought right now, but yes, I am capable of anything that any human being is capable of. I'm just choosing not to do it. That keeps the judgment out. That keeps the peace and harmony going. It's the difference that creates the conflict, not the sameness. You know, if you can be jealous, I can be jealous. If you can choose for freedom, I can choose for freedom. If you can be stingy, I can be stingy. Anything any human can do, I can do also, but I might not choose to. See the difference? But when you say I could never do that, then you're inviting the universe to show you that you're not different from anybody else. And you find yourself in a situation where you're dealing with the very thing you said you'd never do. Pardon me. Okay, now, did everybody hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not saying you're going to choose to do it. I'm saying that you're capable of it. And to see yourself as capable of it, that gets rid of the judgment of it. Really. Yeah. Take a breath. Any questions? Yeah.
Do you know that old joke about the man who went to the doctor and said, "Doctor, it really hurts when I do this"?
Yeah.
With his,
He's beating himself and saying,
Beating himself?
right.
"Can you help me?"
Mhm.
The doctor says, "Don't do it.
It really is not doing it.
Just don't do it."
Just don't do it. And if you do it, then it's about forgiving yourself for doing it. Make your spiritual path really easy. Have tolerance for your weaknesses.
How do you help yourself choose to see the goodness in somebody else rather than
Well, for me, the way what I use to help me see the goodness in someone is the benefit to me in seeing you that way, because everything is a matter of motivation. You know what I'm talking about. I've seen people who say they have no money tell me they just got back from India. And how did they get there? They were motivated to do it to the point that they were willing to do whatever it would take to get over there. So most of the time, in my perception, when people say that they can't do something or they don't want to do, it's not something they really want to do. I would come to your workshop, but I really don't have the money. If you really wanted to, you find a way to do it. You're innocent if you do, if you don't, because that's the way the universe is. But you and I all know we always make a way to do what we really want to do. So it really becomes, how much do I want to have peace becomes how much I want to give it to you. So I can tell when I want to be attacked by how much I'm attacking everybody around me. I can also tell by how unconscious I go whenever I'm receiving the answer. So whenever somebody's giving me the way out of my pain and I go unconscious, then that's letting me know that that pain is still serving a useful purpose for me, so much so that I can't even listen to the way to get out of it. And you see that a lot in classes. It's like the minute you start saying how to get out of the dilemma, is when people pass out. And you would think it would be just the opposite. I'm going through pain. The truth is about to give me a way out of it. I'm on the edge of my seat because I want to get out of it. And actually, you see most of the time it's just the opposite. The minute you start talking about the solution is when people go most unconscious, in my experience as a teacher. When you're talking about the problem, people are very conscious because that's what we're focused on. But when you say the way out is when it becomes extremely difficult for people to stay conscious. Because you know why? Because as we heard earlier, the situation is giving them a payoff that they're not ready to let go of yet. And if they heard you, it would get rid of that problem, and they're not ready. So when you become more awake, you see people going through all the things they go through, but you don't join in the suffering with them, and you don't see empathy as joining in the suffering with them. What you do is remember how powerful they are, even while they are telling themselves the story that's making them unhappy right now. So your job as a savior is to remember the truth about me when I forget it. So then it goes on to say, let's go a little bit further. It says, now this is going to be quite a statement, but this is powerful. I don't care how far we get, it's just that we hear something. It says, the acceptance of sickness or the problem as a decision of the mind for a purpose for which it would use the body is the basis of healing. And this is so for healing in all forms. All forms. Did it say all forms? Does all forms include every form? So any way you could possibly need a healing, knowing that it's your mind that's making the perception of it,